The following is a presentation of Region 11 Spring Sports on 107.7 FM and CacheValleyDaily.com. This broadcast of Region 11 Sports is brought to you by Cache Valley Daily and the Cache Valley Media Group, covering the Skyview Bobcats, Green Canyon Wolves, Logan Grizzlies, Bear River Bears, Ridgeline Riverhawks, and Mountain Crest Mustangs. Now, it's time for Region 11 Sports on 107.7 FM and CacheValleyDaily.com.
Welcome back into Thrillville. We're here in Millville, Utah at Ridgeline High School for some more Region 11 boys lacrosse as the Bear River Bears make their way over the mountains and into Riverhawk territory. Stockton Jukes, Jacob Pitcher here with you on a beautiful Friday night. It really is starting to feel like summer here in Cache Valley, and we're not too far away from it. Jacob, as you look out there, red shirts of the Bear River Bears, the white shirts of the Ridgeline Riverhawks, are we expecting a violent game out there today, aren't we?
That's exactly what we are expecting, Stockton. Like you said, Ridgeline here today. It is starting to feel like summer, a little bit of heat in the air. Hopefully not creating any wrong fumes for that. As for Bear River, they're second in the Region 11 standings. Again, 5-2 in conference with a 10-2 overall record. As for Ridgeline, they're towards the bottom, just one ahead of Logan, which is in last place. They are 2-5. So Bear River hoping to really come out here and walk away with another win and keep their streak going here in region play.
The Bears also still just barely mathematically involved in the race for the Region 11 title. They need a win here, and then they desperately need a win when they go back home to Tremont on Wednesday night. They'll host Westfield. If they can knock off the Longhorns at home, they will still be in that race with one game to go, but a loss here tonight would all but ruin their chances for that region title. Now let's go ahead and take a look at our uniform check brought to you by the Logo Shop. Bear River is going to be in all red with the black letters and numbers. White helmets today for the Bears. Ridgeline in their home whites with the navy blue letters and numbers, and the blue helmets with the white face masks. Both teams meeting at midfield here. As we get into our Kent's Market pregame show, named gold and silver medalist in Best of Northern Utah for grocery store donuts and catering. Really going to be looking at the offense for Bear River today. Preston Wilkinson, the sophomore, 35 goals on the season for a total of 45 points with 10 assists. He's joined by Carson Brown with 19, Cash Avery with 17, Ty Hess with 12, Tucker Nielsen with 23. There's a lot of offense on that Bear River team, Jacob.
Not only offense there, Stockton, but also defense. Tyler Owen behind the goal there. Only 67 goals allowed all season, a 4.8 goals against average, which is more than we are seeing on this Ridgeline team. So statistically, offense and defense both on the stronger end for Bear River. But as we were talking about Ridgeline, Jeff Woodland, 12 goals on the season, 31 points, big key player for them. He really needs to come out and step up today and try to beat this defense on the Bear River side.
Woodland's going to be looking for the distributions, now up above 20 assists on the season. Andrew Johnson up above 20 goals as well. Plenty of offense for Ridgeline to speak of. But like you were talking about, it's really kind of what's going to go on in the crease today, who's going to be able to make those big saves, and Tyler Owen, one of the best goalies, not just in 4A, but in Utah, with that sub-5 goals against average. Our teams will shake hands now in the middle, and our goalies head down to their respective nets. Bear River going to be defending to the north. The Bears will be attacking left to right across your radio dial, north to south, Ridgeline the opposite, right to left. 12 minutes on the clock now as we will get set for our opening face-off. Your Region 11 table right now, Westfield a perfect 7-0 in Region, 10-3. Actually, I believe that has moved up. Double check that. Yeah, 10-0 in Region. Bear River 7-2 in Region, 12-2 overall. Actually a slightly better win percentage overall than those Westfield Longhorns with just the 2 losses on the season, but both of them coming in Region. Skyview 6-4, Green Canyon 5-4, and then Ridgeline 3-6 in Region. That face-off goes flying out of the dot, and Ridgeline looks to have possession with their defense. Bad pass, though, gives Bear River the ball right in the attacking zone. They're going to have to take some time here, though. They don't have the right personnel on the field, everyone to drop back to defend, and now we've got more of the attack on the field. This is Cash Avery on the ball. He's going to go to his right. No, he'll hang on to it. Now he drops it down to the goal line. Van Tassel Back behind, here's Wilkinson wrapping around. Back up top for Avery. He's warded out of that zone. Bears looking for a shot here, opening up. About 40 seconds now played in Millville. And a turnover off a face-off win from Ridgeline has Bear River on the attack. Right away, Cash Avery just misses the crossbar. Quiggle looked to have that covered. 11:11 left on the clock here in the first quarter. Bear River out of the back of the end zone.
Yeah, Bear River, a couple look opportunities there. Not able to get a shot there on the net. Taking their time, though, trying to get settled in on this one. Really smart, slow play for them.
Hess across the top of the box for Avery, now on the near side, working down the hash marks. Great defense from the short stick of Teague Hendricks. That ball behind the net. Still on the side now with Wilkinson, trying to wrap to the near post, can't find it. Drops it off to Avery, and a beautiful stick save by Quiggle. Saw that the whole way. Minute 20 down now, and Quiggle's got our first save of the game.
His 109th save of the season there. Big stop here in the first.
Battle for this thing at midfield as Ridgeline's middies go to work trying to keep that ball. Great wrap check from Cash Avery is going to free that ball up, and Brady Payne has it down that far side. Bear River back into the box. Wrapping around the net, Wilkinson waiting just in front of the crease. Let the pass go. They were trying to find Tucker Nielsen crashing from the other side, and he could not connect. 2 minutes played here in Millville. 10 remaining in the first quarter. Still no goals. Bear River back on attack. Charging now Van Tassel, trying to fight his way towards the near post. Not allowed in quite yet. Wilkinson back around the net. Dropped off again now. A beautiful pass for Avery, and he just missed off the near side. Looking for that bottom right corner.
Yeah, just right in the net. Great positioning there. Probably about 10, 15 yards out of the goal. Just missed it wide right. Bear Lake's going to try to get it back here.
Again, they go to Avery right between the hash marks. He's bodied out of there, and he'll drop it off for Nielsen. Nielsen back to Avery. Underhand drop. Trying to pass across the crease. It bounces. It's scooped up by Wilkinson. Knocked out of his stick. Still at the feet of a Ridgeline defender. Now two Bears crashing in, trying to take that away on the near side of the attacking zone. No clear possession yet. Body still flying around. And finally, that ball taken in by Tucker Nielsen. The Bears will stay on attack. 9:05 remaining in the first quarter. That shot took a deflection off of someone, went way up above the goal and out the back. It is a shot. Bear River's going to keep possession. Just over 3 played now in Millville. Still no score, but Bear River just looking for that final pass on the crease. Wilkinson drops it inside for Nielsen. His rolling shot just missed that bottom left corner, and it's starting to feel like Bear River's getting a little picky with those shots.
As they should be right now. Not able to get a clear look. Ridgeline's defense is stepping up big right now. But again, just a little sloppy on those shots. Not able to find the back of the net just yet.
The last time these two teams met, it was 9-5 in favor of Bear River out in Tremonton. Slow start to this one now. 3.5 down, still no goal. Ty Hess chases that out of the box, and he'll bring it back in now, throwing it across for Nielsen. Nielsen from the far side. Takes a couple bumps. Back to Hess. Hess further down for Wilkinson, now along that side for Van Tassel. Still wrapping around the goal. Avery pops open and scores off the post. Quiggle almost had that in the stick. It deflects down and into the net. Bear River takes the lead. 8:14 to go in the first quarter.
It's only a matter of time for Bear River. The dominant possession for them. They've had that ball basically the entire game thus far. It's only a matter of time before they found the back of the net. And a great shot there by Knight. Puts it off that left post into the back of the net. And Bear River walks away with it 1-0. And if you're Ridgeline here, you know that your defense is capable to stop for the time being. But again, it is only a matter of time. So you need to turn that ball around and get it down your end of the field and try to get something going on your offensive end.
I believe it was Cash Avery with the first goal for Bear River. 1-0 Bears. Almost 4 minutes into this one. 3 minutes, 46 seconds. Face off at midfield. Jaden Anderson takes a couple bumps but keeps this ball for Ridgeline. Now a pass through the middle of his fellow midi, but it is going to roll its way to a stop on the far side. Taken across the 50. Cade Hansen gets around a couple. Hansen into the box for Ridgeline. He's going to rip a shot right into the stick of Tyler Owen. casual first save for the Bears keeper.
Yeah, not sure if that was the shot that Ridgeline needed there. Still trying to just get completely set up here and try to get some offense going.
Long stick midi looking for that final pass. Now Bear River into the zone. Here's Daxton Bingham crashing. Beautiful final pass. Behind the back attempt from Wilkinson is too high. 7:31 to play in the first quarter. Still Bear River ball.
Tried to get a little smooth with it there, Stockton. Not sure if that's what Bear River needs now. Try to get a couple more goals on the board before you try to get fancy.
Another entry pass for Ty Hess, but he is bumped before he can get the shot off. That ball pops out of the cradle. Still on the ground and taken back in by Hess up top. Now Wilkinson to the side of the net. Takes this back from Brown. Hess now up top for Lincoln White. Trying to go right for the middle, Wilkinson. Exit to the near side on the goal line. Now wrapping around again for Brown. Brown under pressure. Up top for Ty Hess. Hess across the top of the zone. Avery. Avery makes a couple moves. He's followed closely by McGregor Bruff. Now breaking free and scoring is Preston Wilkinson, crashing to the near side of the crease, and his bounce shot goes through the legs of Quiggle. It's 2-0 Bear River, 6:37 to play in the first.
And we've seen Bear River be a high-scoring team, like you said, Stockton, 9-5 in that last meeting between them. So we'll have to see if Bear River can keep this momentum going their way. And honestly, Ridgeline has not had that ball on their side of the field this entire game yet, so it's hard to say how this Ridgeline offense is comparing at the moment.
We've seen about 30 seconds of possession and one shot for Ridgeline. It was a pretty clean save from Tyler Owen, but it really is going to be just about getting the ball across midfield today for Ridgeline.
And that's all it's going to take right now, which is proving to be a big challenge for them, which is not a great sign if you are Ridgeline at this exact second. But there's still 3 more quarters to play, Stockton, after this one, so there's still a lot more game left, and anything's possible.
And a beautiful face-off win from Jaden Anderson might be just what they need. Down into the right side of the zone. Anderson takes it back up top. Ridgeline established possession, and now they'll get their attackers on the field. Leishman's going to have to kill some time on the far side. Goes down low for Jeff Woodland. Woodland across that zone. Chadwick up top for Hendricks. Hendricks cutting to the right, trying to find a way down the middle. Excellent pass through for Leishman, but it pops off the stick. Can't get a clean shot off. Ridgeline will take it out of the back of their end zone.
Almost a little tap in on the floor there for Ridgeline.
Right to the crease. That's Chadwick. Almost just took that himself. Could not get that through the body of Owen, but the rebound falls for Woodland halfway through the first quarter. Ridgeline still on the attack in an extended possession, just what we were talking about, what they needed.
Exactly. Need to get settled in and find some looks.
Woodland try to swim away from 2. Can't get the pass off, but he scoops up his own drop. Takes a huge hit. That's going to draw a penalty for Ridgeline. Now a delayed penalty for Hendricks. Bounce shot, rebound on the back end by Colt McKinnon. Now a pass to the crease and a beautiful goal. Andrew Johnson finds himself all alone in the danger area. Ridgeline scores on the delayed penalty. 5:25 to play in the first quarter. It's 2-1.
Ridgeline gets that ball across their side and makes something happen so another offense can play, but can their defense step up? Again, this really aggressive and physical Bear River offensive attack is going to be really hard for Ridgeline to keep in this one if they cannot stop on the defensive end.
So the flag picked up because of the goal. Give that one to Andrew Johnson, his first of the night. Ridgeline's first of the night. It's 2-1. Just past the halfway point, in the first quarter. You're listening to Region 11 Lacrosse on 104.5 and 104.9 The Ranch, brought to you by Castelite. Whether you're looking for brick for your home, tile for a bathroom remodel, or pavers for a new walkway, think Castelite. Online at castelite.com. Another face-off win for Jaden Anderson. Perfect in the dot so far, but that pass is going to go out off the side boundary just behind midfield. Bear River's going to get the ball back with 5:17 to play in the first.
And this is starting to be a storyline for Ridgeline. Their passing has not been great in this period. It's going to be rough for them to see if they can fix that.
Excellent check over the top, using the long stick. Boone Betancourt getting that back for Ridgeline and taking it across midfield. Far side with 5 minutes left in the first quarter. Stops on a dime, makes the pass. Johnson fakes the long shot. Thought about a second one, but he's going to have to trail off to his right. Now pass down for Woodland. Trail man was number 22, Chris Thurston, as he made the substitution. But that pass too high for him. It goes off in front of the Bear River bench for a turnover.
Yeah, great idea. Great look. Just bad passing once again for Ridgeline.
And then Bear River turns it over as well. They throw it off the opposite sideline, and Ridgeline's going to get it right back with 4:41 to play in the first. Just a little bit sloppy, a little bit shaky in this first quarter, Jacob.
For both teams in general, Bear River took a while for them to get settled in, then finally got two in the back of the net. As for Ridgeline, that passing is not there. And as we saw there, the Sun probably getting away with that pass there for Bear River, and it goes out of bounds, and Ridgeline catches another break.
Hawks now on the far side as Woodland's going to wrap around the net. Dumps this off for Chadwick as he stutter steps his way around that far post. Further up the box, this is Emmett. Emmett trying to find Leishman. That bounces away from him. Woodland trying to help. It's scooped up by Daxton Bingham. Bingham gets blown up over the sideline. That is going to be a penalty against Jeff Woodland. He's going to the area. We'll see what the call is. Bear River's going to have a man advantage for, I'd assume, the next 60 seconds. Could have been an incidental head contact call. Now it's going to be a push from behind on Woodland, 60 seconds.
Yeah, big hit there. A lot of momentum going to that sideline. Very a lot of speed we're seeing from Bear River early now. Getting a little bit more low scoring than probably what we were expecting. Stockton, again, both teams, great offense. We'll see how much they can turn that heat up here.
Bear River now down into the middle of the box, establishing possession with Cash Avery. 15 seconds off the man advantage now as the Bears look to get that 2-goal lead right back. Pass to the near post. They go across the crease. Shot off the crossbar on an awkward angle. It'll stay with Bear River.
Definitely an awkward angle, but definitely a makeable shot. That net was basically a wide open look. Nobody in between the goalie and the shooter there. Probably another shot that the Bears would like to have back.
Halfway through this man advantage now for Bear River as Woodland comes to his feet. No, it's a 32nd, and Woodland's been released. Bear River can't convert on the one shot that they had on that man advantage, but they still have possession with Avery. Goes across the box for Carson Brown. Brown further down, still wrapping around. Here's Wilkinson. Wilkinson's going to trot his way to the near sideline. Up top for Lincoln White. Back to Cash Avery. 3:05 remaining now in the first quarter. Lincoln White, excellent stick check. McGregor Bruff knocks that one free for Ridgeline. And Boone Betancourt gets it across midfield. Those two have been having a great defensive showing so far for the Riverhawks. And here comes Ridgeline with a chance to even it up towards the end of the first. Pass to the trail man goes in and out of the pocket for Helpenstein. That ball still free inside the Ridgeline box. Bodies go flying. Bear River trying to execute that man ball drill, but Luke Chadwick comes in and spoils the party. Now Chadwick picks up the double team, absorbs a hit, spins through two. Now he draws the flag. That ball is free. There's a second flag on Bear River. And we're going to have, I think, 2 men advantage for Ridgeline with 2:24 remaining in the first.
Yeah, 2 big hits there by the Bears. They weren't even really playing the ball. They were just trying to go after the man there, which I completely understand, but yeah, another big hit, and it will be a 2-man advantage now for the Hawks.
Emmett Christensen and Daxton Bingham into the penalty area. One for a slash, and the other also for a slash.
It's exactly what we saw there. 2 massive hits. Now the Riverhawks have a huge opportunity to try to get another one on the board.
Bears penalty kill brought to you by Central Milling, the produce high-quality flour for home and commercial kitchens. They are the Ferrari of flour. Chadwick now from the near side. Behind the net, passes this one up. Wes Emmett trying to find a way through. Can't do it. Back to Chadwick. Now Woodland. Woodland down to that near post. Pass bounces now right up top. Excellent window opens up for Wes Emmett, but a great save from the knees is made by Tyler Owen. Owen now is going to run out of his crease under pressure and make that pass to midfield. Taken in by Van Tassel. Van Tassel now into the box for Bear River. They're going quickly in transition. 3-on-3, pass across the crease. Cannot be taken in cleanly by Wilkinson. Still bouncing around, awkward spin away from Hendricks there. And Bear River's going to keep this thing with 1.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Van Tassel all the way around the back of the net. Passes this one out to Carson Brown on the far side, and he backs out of the box for now. Play call coming in from Tucker Nielsen as he trots onto the field. And Bear River will start moving. Wilkinson behind the net. 1:10 to go. Circling to the near side, Wilkinson. Back to Van Tassel. Up again, Nielsen. Cash Avery. Clock down to 50 seconds now in the first quarter. Avery to his left. Right back to Nielsen. Nielsen down the left hash marks. Ball ends up behind the net again. Wilkinson to his right for Van Tassel. Great pass for Cash Avery, and he finds the 5-hole for the third goal of the game. Bear River leads 3-1 with 36 seconds to go in the first.
The defense there for Ridgeline was not in sync. We saw them all kind of looking around, trying to see if there was going to be a back door or something happened, and there wasn't, and it was right in front of them, and Avery gets his second one of the night.
Make that 3-1 Bear River with 36 seconds left in the first quarter. We'll go back to the face-off dot, and Jaden Anderson is perfect so far tonight for Ridgeline. Has not been getting any help on the offensive side of the field. Johnson kicking that one out. It'll be scooped up. No, Ridgeline cannot get the stick to ball. Bounces away, and somehow the Riverhawks do come away with the face-off win. It does not stay that way for long. Christensen picks up a dropped ball. Long stick midi pass down low is going to miss its target. That's a turnover. Ridgeline will take this one. And they'll have 17 seconds to get all the way down the field. End of the first quarter here, the pass is into Quiggle. Quiggle walks out of the crease. Now he'll launch one across the 50. A little too far for Andrew Johnson. Chadwick runs it down. Pass across for Woodland at the buzzer. Misses his stick. Goes off the side boundary, and we are done with the first quarter. It's 3-1 Bear River with goals. 2 from Cash Avery, 1 from Preston Wilkinson, and then Andrew Johnson on the Ridgeline side, making it at least 1 for the Riverhawks. We've seen bursts of good offense, good possession for Ridgeline, but most of this quarter has been played down to our right, Jacob.
That's exactly right, Stockton. Bear River coming out. Basically, the first 5 minutes was just all their possession, even with Ridgeline getting every single faceoff we've seen here tonight. Ridgeline on their end, they cannot get anything rolling on the passing side. Their passing has been weak, has been getting intercepted, has been getting bobbled. That is something that needs to improve on throughout this game for them to stay in it.
You're listening to Region 11 Lacrosse on 104.5 and 104.9 The Ranch. Video streaming on CashValleyDaily.com. Your video experience is powered by Adams Wealth Advisors. You can expect specific guidance from advisors who adhere to principles of honesty, professionalism, and integrity. Visit AdamsWealthAdvisors.com. And check Cache Valley Daily for the latest news about what's going on in your community, including photo galleries and replays of local sports just like tonight's game. Stay with us here. It's a beautiful night for some lacrosse, and we'll be right back with some more.
When a client walks into the office, I want them to feel like they have a team that is full-time working for them.
We really start from the ground up, setting our goals, understanding your situation, and then building the plan to maximize that quality of life.
Visit Adams Wealth Advisors.
Make it 3 years in a row. Advanced Heating and AC is honored to be Best of Northern Utah Gold Medalist. Thank you for your support and vote of confidence in their company. Advanced Heating and AC, online at advancedheating-ac.com.
When your car isn't working right, you just need someone who can help make your life a little easier. Cache Valley Auto Care can. Hear what people are saying online.
They'll always take the time to help you understand what they're doing to your car and go above and beyond to solve your issue.
Cache Valley Auto Care.
From what's happening in local political elections, to breaking news, to photo galleries and replays of the latest games. If it's happening in our community, it's on CacheValleyDaily.com and the Cache Valley Daily app. Local, relevant news on CacheValleyDaily.com.
Welcome back into Millville, Utah, here at Ridgeline High School. Bear River making the trip across the Wellsvilles to play some lacrosse. 12 minutes to go now in the second quarter of action. Stockton Jukes, Jacob Pitcher here with you on 104.5 and 104.9 The Ranch. Clash of the Ranches here in Millville. 3-1 Bear River after one quarter of action. 2 goals from Cash Avery, another one from Preston Wilkinson, and then Andrew Johnson with the tally on the Ridgeline side. We go to midfield, and Jaden Anderson has another face-off win for Ridgeline. He's perfect tonight. Establishing possession for Ridgeline. He'll dump this one off to the far side for Andrew Johnson, and Johnson will wait for his attack to join him on the field. Jacob, as we get started here for the second quarter, what are you looking for out of Ridgeline? We were just talking about, really, they have a good attack. It's about getting established in the attacking zone.
Exactly. Getting established, that passing has not been there for Ridgeline. Once they get past midfield and establish themselves, their attack is great. We'll see if they can improve on that here in this one.
That ball bouncing around at midfield as Bear River had an opportunity to break out of their defensive half, scooped up on the back end by Van Tassel, and the Bears will be able to establish possession. Van Tassel circling the net. Quick substitutions now for Bear River. Cash Avery, though, has a shot. Great stick save by Quiggle. That's knocked down. He couldn't keep it in the pocket. But then a big hit on Van Tassel on the rebound. Frees that ball up. It's scooped up in the end zone by Carson Brown. Bears keep possession. Brown taking a couple stabs from Hislop. Now up top, here's Tucker Nielsen down to that right side. Bounce shot just across the face of goal. They had Quiggle beat on this far side, but couldn't get it inside the post. And then the follow-up from Tucker Nielsen as he weaves his way through traffic, makes it 4-1 with 10:32 to play in the second.
Nielsen's a big guy, and we saw him just weave in and out there of the Riverhawks defense. Big jump, and then a bouncing ball right off that right post into the back of the net. They got that one a little bit quicker than we saw them in the first period, Stockton. They're moving a little bit quicker now, starting to find their groove, or is this Bear River team. Now the Riverhawks cannot let this game slip away from them and keep attacking.
That's Nielsen's 24th of the season. And it's 4-1 Bears early in this second quarter. Back to the faceoff dot we go. Region 11 Lacrosse brought to you by Greer's Hardware. Greer's Do It Best Hardware is always looking to improve your shopping experience. Also brought to you by Mike Knorr Plumbing. When you need someone to fix a leak quickly, call the best of Northern Utah silver medalist Mike Knorr at 435-257-0646. Scrap for that thing inside the middle circle. Couple of long sticks still stabbing at it. No one scooping it up quite yet, and now we've got a whistle, a push, and this one will go the way of the Riverhawks.
I think that one counts there, Stockton, so Riverhawks still perfect on the faceoff line.
Owen Leishman will bring this in for Ridgeline as they establish possession. Drops this off. Chris Thurston on the field. Thurston goes to his left. Quick move from Emmett as he got reached at very early on, but he gets it back to Thurston. Between the hash marks, now moves to the near side and goes to the end zone for Woodland. Woodland behind the net to the far side now. Big hit on Wes Emmett, but he retains possession. Puts it up for Sam Leishman. Near side, Thurston trying to crash down that right side of attack. Nowhere to go. Plenty physical and plenty spread out defense for Bear River. They're really pushing out today. Emmett taking a couple whacks. That ball pops loose. And warding called against Ridgeline. Long pass across the 50. Knocked down by the long sticks of the Riverhawks, but that thing still bounces free. It's inside the Bear River box now, but no one has possession. Covered up and finally taken away by the Bears. Now it looks like a timeout's been called by Bear River just because of all that confusion, but they did establish possession right before that whistle. 9:08 to go in the second quarter. Still 4-1 Bears. Jacob, if you're Ridgeline over here in this timeout, not the start you wanted for this second quarter. Obviously a quick goal. It only took a minute 28 for Bear River to get their fourth of the game. You really got to hone in on the passing, yeah?
That's exactly what we've been saying all game, Stockton. That passing right there on the 45-ish yard line, we saw that ball able to get scooped up by the Riverhawks, just unfortunately did not. And that's something you need to be able to scoop, turn it around downfield, and set up your offense to get something going. Those are just those little things that have been letting this game run away from them. We're seeing Bear River continue pushing down the field, and eventually they're going to find their groove, and there's going to be no stopping them, as we saw Stockton right there getting that goal really quickly in here to the second period.
Just 2 minutes, 52 seconds down in the second quarter. Our first time out of the game called by Bear River. You're listening to Region 11 Lacrosse on 104.5 The Ranch and 104.9 The Ranch. Brought to you by Les Olson IT. What can a business technology partner do for you? All the office products you need and a great service team. Learn more at lesolson.com. Also brought to you by the Levitt Group of Northern Utah. At the Levitt Group, they treat you like a person, not just a policy. Learn more by calling 695-2300. Bear River breaks their huddle off to our left. The Ridgeline attack is out of their huddle, but the defense just now coming back onto the field. Bear River's going to have this one at the top of their attacking zone on the near side of the field, about 25 yards from goal. One more time, we'll take a look at the Bob's Body Shop uniform check, a preferred auto body repair center in Tremont, and they'll take care of all the insurance paperwork for you. Call 257-7825. Bear River in their all-red road uniforms with the white helmets. Ridgeline in the home whites with the blue letters and numbers and the blue helmets. On the near side, Bear River, Carson Brown. Pass to the top for Avery. He goes across. Taken in by Hess. Hess picks up the double team and goes back to Avery. 8:45 to play in the first. That pass is dropped on the far side and scooped up by the long stick of Boone Betancourt. His pass, though, bounces a little too early, and Tucker Nielsen's got it back. Avery up top, back to Nielsen. Back to Avery, has to reach up and grab that one, gets it back to Nielsen. Bounce shot, score through traffic. Tucker Nielsen's got two.
Tucker Nielsen, oh my goodness, a bounce shot. No chance there for Quiggle to be able to get a stop, and that one hits the top right-hand corner of that net. Bear River, another one on the board, and one thing we're seeing different from Ridgeline and Bear River on the defensive end is Bear River is really trying to push outward the Hawks. They're trying to get them to spread out and not giving them any easy looks on the inside. As we saw there with Ridgeline trying to get those double teams going, they were leaving people wide open in the corner, and then that creates a little bit of uncertainty, I guess you could say, for the Riverhawks on not knowing where people are on the field, and then something like that is easily to happen in the back of the net.
We saw a lot of it last week. Preston Rice and I were here last Wednesday night as Ridgeline hosted Skyview. The Bobcats would take that one 15-9. Ridgeline made a really strong comeback in the third quarter, but just could not finish that fourth quarter, and it was largely due to what you just said there, Jacob. The defense pushing out for Skyview and really making it hard 20 yards from goal, but Ridgeline, they collapsed. They let you have any kind of space you want 10 yards from goal, and that's where a lot of shots come through. You pick up the double team far away from goal, open up a really close spot on the near side of the field. It's been happening quite a few times today for Bear River already.
Exactly, and I think that's kind of the weakness of this defense for the Hawks. As you said, Stockton, they give them the space right in the 10-yard line. Yes, you are compacting closer to the goal, not allowing, those cross attempts, some stuff like that we're seeing. But those skim shots, like we just saw from Nielsen again, a rocket off the ground into the back of the net, that's the trade-off you're going to get. And if Quiggle can't make those stops, you're going to have to adjust.
Just over 8 to play now in the second quarter. It's 5-1 Bear River after 2 in a row from Tucker Nielsen. Ridgeline gets away with a hand to a stick there. Now a pass across the crease and a beautiful finish on an empty net from Colt McKinnon. Ridgeline makes it 5-2, and that's excellent distribution from that far side. That's the pass that they were looking for, and they just what we were talking about happens to them all the time. They made it happen for themselves.
Exactly, right, as we saw there, the Bears down a man, playing down. They were able to spread out for the Hawks, and the Hawks able to capitalize on that, get those passes across, and connect it. Again, there's that passing again. Stockton coming in big. They connected those passes, able to find the back of the net. Unfortunately, they need to continue doing that even with a full-strength Bear team.
4 minutes, 8 seconds into the second quarter. Colt McKinnon puts his name on the tally sheet. It's 5-2. Back to the dot we go. Anderson swoops that one out from underneath the stick of Waylon Loveland, and he has yet another face-off win.
He is perfect here tonight. It's insane to watch.
Now to the far side, Ridgeline going to try and build this attack from behind the net. Chadwick under a double team on that far side just outside the hash marks. He wraps back around and finds Teague Hendricks. Hendricks down to the near side for McKinnon. McKinnon wrapping around. Again on the far side, Chadwick takes this one to the top of the box. Now Emmett to his right. Hendricks drops it down for Woodland. All the way back around for McKinnon. Now on the far side, Emmett. Back to McKinnon. Down on the goal line. Andrew Johnson looking for an outlet. Up top, McKinnon. Now the near side. Teague Hendricks trying to crash. Stutter steps, cuts to the right. Forced to pass that one down for Chadwick in the end zone. 6:45 to go in the second quarter. Johnson up top. Wes Emmett moves to his right. Down low again behind the net for Chadwick. Wraps to the far side. Now trying to cut his way back to that far post. Picks up a double team and some strong work from Daxton Bingham on the help defense.
And that's okay. Keep trying to make something happen. Don't try to force anything. Keep your offense running. You will find a look eventually.
Ooh, excellent stick work from Emmett Christensen. Forces a drop on the pass windup. And Wes Emmett a little frustrated as he heads back to the sideline. Entry pass from Emmett Christensen too low. Falls onto the turf. Ridgeline, though, is going to throw that off the far boundary. No, it's going to slow its way down and be picked up by Bear River. Back into the box now with 5:55 to play in the second quarter, halfway through and nearly to halftime. Carson Brown backs out of the zone. Avery back on the field. Tucker Nielsen now takes the ball over to Avery on the far side. Avery now from the top of the box, just about in the middle. Goes down to that goal line on the far side. Ball ends up behind the net with Wilkinson. Wrapping back to the far side. Right in front of the crease. His pass was perfect for Carson Brown, but Brown hits the body of Quiggle, and that's a great save for the Riverhawk goalkeeper. Quiggle now trots out of the crease. 5:15 to play in the second. Quiggle pass off to the right. Taken in by Beckham Robinette. Robinette, the freshman defender, now takes a couple bumps, but he does get around the corner. His pass intercepted. Tucker Nielsen. Hail Mary down the left side for Carson Brown. Brown to the crease, uncontested, and scores. 4:53 to go in the second quarter at 6-2 Bear River.
Nothing but open field there for him. That pass intercepted there by the Riverhawks, by the Bears. Just a nice little lot pass down the field. No defenders in sight. Able to finish right in that right corner of the net. And that is not the break that you need if your Ridgeline in this game extended even more now.
Bear River outscoring Ridgeline 3-1 in each quarter so far, and still just about 5 minutes to put some more on the board before halftime. Region 11 Lacrosse brought to you by Frank May Ski-Doo. Find your best life on a Can-Am side-by-side from Frank May. And Bear River finally has their face-off win. Bears establish possession now on the far side. Pass down behind net for Van Tassel. Back up for Brown. Now here's Cash Avery from the left side. Top of the attacking box. His pass nearly intercepted, but snatched out of the air by Lincoln White. White wrapping back down towards the crease. His entry pass missed his intended target, but Ty Hess had it on the back end and just missed the near post. Could not tuck that thing in. Another follow-up. Carson Brown takes it from behind the net. Finds his way right in front of the crease on the near side, and just another example there of Ridgeline losing track of someone right in front of the crease.
Exactly what we were saying, Stockton. Getting confused on the defensive end. Them swiveling their heads around, not being able to find that ball. As you saw right there, Brown just takes it all the way into the net from behind by the goalpost. A great execution by him there, and we will have another timeout here. This one, I believe, will be taken. We will be taken now by Ridgeline. So we We'll have a break here. And, yeah, like you said, Stockton losing track of somebody once again. Again, a lot of speed we're seeing. Again, they're getting kind of confused on the defensive end, not really knowing where everybody is, and somebody's slipping in, again, right in front of them.
I think Ridgeline may have taken notice of that because a timeout's been called now fresh off that Bear River goal. 7-2, a 5-goal lead for the Bears, now taking it to their largest margin of the game. Bear River Lacrosse brought to you by Post Consumer Brand Cereal, proud to bring you their annual cereal sale to benefit the United Way. Watch for it coming up this fall. And by Riverside Corner Sinclair, home to the famous chicken strips, and was recognized in the best of Northern Utah. Stop by on your way in or out of town. You'll be glad you did.
You know, and if you're coaching over there on the Ridgeline side, Stockton, you know, I feel like your message right now just needs to be trying to fuel some fire into this team, fuel that speed and fuel that drive. Obviously, they want to win, but right now they're letting this game run away from them, and they really need that wake-up call, and I feel like they're getting it right now.
For Bear River on their side of the field here, are you even really discussing any sort of changes, or are you just saying, hey, this is exactly what we came in here to do, just keep doing what you're doing?
Keep the foot on the gas if you're Bear River right now. Keep your speed up, keep your physicality up, keep finding the back of the net and doing what you're doing. A little slow start there in the beginning, but now they are really turning up the heat. Keep it going. Do not let off. Obviously, lacrosse is a high-scoring game, so make this a blowout game. You're number 2 in the region. Keep going as best you can, and don't let anything slip.
Whistles now to break up the timeouts. Neither team wanting to stop their discussion right now. Bear River will head back out to the field. We're coming back to a face-off here with 4:13 remaining in the second quarter. Just about at the end of this first half of action. It's a 5-goal lead for Bear River, their largest of the game, thanks to 2 back-to-back goals in 40 seconds from Carson Brown.
Yeah, Carson Brown on that speed, man. We saw him with that fast break down the field into that right post and then just getting around the Hawks defender and putting another one in. He's got a lot of speed for him on him, and we'll see if he can keep that going here.
The Bears right now are doing just enough to keep their Region 11 title hopes alive, and it's still going to be quite the mountain to climb. They'll host Westfield on Wednesday night, May 7th at 7 p.m., and they have to win that one. They have to knock Westfield off that undefeated region pedestal to keep their title chances alive. Step 1 being done well here, but steps 2 and 3 much, much harder, Jacob.
Again, lower of the conference is Ridgeline, so this isn't a Westfield team that they're going up against. This score does matter for the win column, but at the end of the day, it really is going to come down to that Westfield game next week.
For Ridgeline, next time they're here on their home field will be a week from tonight against Mountain Crest for senior night. That'll be the last game of the regular season. Now here's Bear River back entry. Oh, excellent interception from Quigley. He saw that pass coming right across the crease, stuck his stick out and caught it. But then his pass intercepted as well. Right back to the doorstep, and scoring is Wyatt Reeder. Quigley just didn't have any help there. There were about 3 guys that could have laid a body, and he's not getting any help.
Yeah, that was really, honestly, hard to watch for him. He stuck that stick out, intercepted that cross pass, which had a wide open look at the goal, so great for him. That pass did not have enough juice on it downfield to another Ridgeline attacker, and it just got intercepted, and then nobody there to help him, like you were saying, Stockton, and he just finds the back of the net again, and that is just almost hard to watch.
8-2 Bears as Wyatt Reeder, the defensive midfielder, puts his name on the score sheet for the night. 3:50 to go in quarter number 2. Anderson's got a face-off win. Now Ridgeline looking to establish possession. Owen Leishman does. Now he'll slow down a bit, wait for his attack. 3.5 remaining in the first half of action here in Millville. Woodland now trying to come back into the middle. Jump shot off the bar down, bar out.
They need to get that ball off the ground. We have seen them struggle with that all game, and there it is.
Heartbreaking there for Jeff Woodland. That is a centimeter away from bouncing the other way off the crossbar, but it comes out instead. It stays 8-2, and this ball running all the way down into the attacking end zone for Bear River. Now less than 3 to go. Pass across the top of the crease, and another bounce goal. This time it's Carson Van Tassel on a great feed from Carson Brown.
And that's the energy we're not seeing there from the Riverhawks. That pass overthrown there by the Bears, and it goes down the field, but nobody's going to help that ball. As you saw, Brown ran past that all the way down and got it back for their possession. The Riverhawks nowhere in sight, nobody crashing on the ball. They can't even make a play on it at that point. So that's just something that the team needs to really improve on and lock in for the second half. And those little things is what's going to change it, because as you saw, a goal just came out of that pass ball.
Carson to Carson for yet another Bear River goal. They lead by 7. It's 9-2 with 2:53 to go in the first half. Region 11 Lacrosse on 104.5 and 104.9 The Ranch, brought to you by Rudd Funeral Home. Rudd Funeral Home in Tremonton and Garland. Treat your family with care and compassion in your time of need. Online at ruddfuneralhome.com. Bodies flying. Bear River almost has another face-off win, and they do, their second of the night. Scooped up and taken into the zone. Bears back behind the net now. Van Tassel fresh off of a goal, looking for another one. He'll slow it down, though, as the Bears complete their substitutions. Avery across the top. Taken in by Jace Gardner. Sophomore midfielder now playing on the attack for Bear River with this 7-goal lead. Pass behind the net. Van Tassel can't take it out of the air cleanly, and then on the scoop attempt, stabs it out of play. Turnover for Ridgeline. Hislop brings this in for the Riverhawks. Passes over to Quiggle. Now 2 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Quiggle walking his way all the way 20 yards from goal. Lobs it over to Hislop on the far side, and Hislop will take this to the 50. Entry pass stabbed out of the air by Emmett Christensen. Nice stick work to keep that off the side boundary, and Bear River's got another turnover. Bears across the 50, taken in by Reeder. Reeder now into the box. Avoids one wrap check, drops that down low for Van Tassel. 90 seconds remaining in the first half of action. Van Tassel to the near side, drops it off for Brown. Carson to Carson, but in reverse, and Carson Brown has a hat trick with 1:22 remaining in the first half.
There's Carson Brown again, a sniper of a shot right past Quiggle into that back right of the net. Again, reverse, like you just said, Stockton. Bear River starting to really settle in now, and they're starting to turn on the Jets. And in my opinion, they should keep it going. Keep getting that practice, again, getting those transitions down. Again, they got a big game next week, Stockton, and this is exactly what they need going into that.
Carson Brown's goal total now up to 22 on the season. His assist total up above 20 as well. And the Bears are rolling. It's 10-2 with 82 seconds remaining in the first half. Double digits in the first half and a Carson Brown hat trick. Can't ask for a much better start than this.
And there's still a whole second half to play for both teams, so we'll have to see what adjustments will be made on the Ridgeline side to try to make this competitive.
Ridgeline's going to go right at the net, though, on this ensuing attack. That pass bounces off the body of Luke Chadwick, though, and Bear River's got another turnover. The passing has been a problem today for the Riverhawks.
It really has, and we talked about that a lot in that first period. Now this has really just turned into a Bear River story, but as you can see right there, it is still a problem for them.
Brown takes this in as Emmett Christensen tries to get back across the 50, and they'll get another attacker on. Brown towards the middle, just a little too far out in front of Nielsen. Cannot connect. Scooped up on the back end by Lincoln White, and then knocked out of his possession, taken back across the 50 by McGregor Bruff. 20 seconds left in the half. Ridgeline looking for a morale booster here. Pass to the middle of the crease, in and out of the stick of number 52, Bodie Dance. Bear River now just trying to avoid a couple wrap checks, get this across the 50. 8 seconds remaining in the half. Bears might have a shot here. Clock down to 3, and that pass too high, out of bounds. That's going to take us to halftime. 1 second left on the clock, and I think Ridgeline's just going to have to run this across the boundary. An 8-goal lead for Bear River heading into halftime, Jacob. Is there even anything you can improve here?
There is a lot to improve on, Stockton, but I'm not sure how much of that can be done here during halftime. Ridgeline really fighting there early. Bear River now truly setting in and sinking into this game. They're up 8 now going into halftime, but it really has just been dominant by them. Don't let that score fool you. It's really been a story for Bear River this entire game. If you're Ridgeline here, you need to go back in there and really decide, okay, do we want to continue playing as hard as we can, or do we want to let this team keep scoring goals? Like we're saying, they're not running down for those balls as fast as they can. They're not connecting on those passes. They're not putting their body in line to try to scoop up those loose balls. Again, so much to improve on. I think a lot of it can be improved during halftime here, but they still have a big mountain to climb.
Check in on the score sheet here at the start of the Golden Spike Electric halftime break. Don't let Mother Nature spoil your night. Get a Generac backup generator installed today. Call Golden Spike Electric at 257-3016. 3 Bears with multiple goals tonight. Cash Avery's got 2, Tucker Nielsen's got 2, and then Carson Brown with a hat trick in the last 5 minutes of the second quarter. And Bear River leads 10-2. Jacob, for Ridgeline, they've got Andrew Johnson on the board, and they've also got Colt McKinnon on the board, but they haven't really been able to get anything from their attacking leader in Luke Chadwick with those 30 points, multiple goals on the season. Chadwick, as a matter of fact, hasn't even had any shots on goal today. If you're Ridgeline, how are you trying to open up a window for him?
You need to continue moving that ball, make plays, make passes happen. Again, they're playing just sloppy right now. I feel like once they clean up those plays, Johnson can be able to sit back in as well on his end. He has that goal, and I felt like that a lot of that had to do with them settling in early and not getting too jittery, I guess you could say. Now, they obviously down by 8 going in past halftime. Those nerves and those jitters are probably setting in, and probably a lot more pressure on them to not make this game any worse than it already is.
The Riverhawks trailing by 8. It's 10-2 here in Millville. Your Golden Spike Electric halftime break. We'll take a quick break here on 104.5 and 104.9 The Ranch. When we come back, the second half of action, 3 games left. Well, now 2.5 here in the Region 11 regular season. Bear River trying to keep those Region 11 title hopes alive. It's a shot in the dark, but they still have a shot. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
When a client walks into the office, I want them to feel like they have a team that is full-time working for them.
We really start from the ground up, setting our goals, understanding your situation, and then building the plan to maximize that quality of life.
Visit Adams Wealth Advisors.
Make it 3 years in a row. Advanced Heating and AC is honored to be Best of Northern Utah Gold Medalist. Thank you for your support and vote of confidence in their company. Advanced Heating and AC online at advancedheating-ac.com.
When your car isn't working right, you just need someone who can help make your life a little easier. Cache Valley Auto Care can. Hear what people are saying online.
They'll always take the time to help you understand what they're doing to your car and go above and beyond to solve your issue.
Cache Valley Auto Care.
From what's happening in local political elections, to breaking news, to photo galleries and replays of the latest games. If it's happening in our community, it's on CacheValleyDaily.com and the Cache Valley Daily app. Local, relevant news on CacheValleyDaily.com.
I have a deal for you. I'll turn the cable back on when you get my kitchen floor finished.
How do I do that in time to watch my team win?
Use the expert help at Castalite. For all your brick, block, rock, paver, and tile needs, Castalite.com.
Reactive Physical Therapy will show you what actions you can take to create the reaction you desire. Reactive Physical Therapy in Providence and North Logan. Call 435-535-3677 or reactivephysicaltherapy.com.
DD Auto and Salvage is going to pay you the most for junk vehicles. Get rid of your junk vehicles today. Pickup is available. DD Auto and Salvage in Logan. Call 787-1204. That's 787-1204 today. See store for details.
Searching for copiers and printers? Les Olson IT has what you need. Find reliable HP printers, award-winning Sharp copiers, and high-end Ricoh graphic systems.
Les Olson IT.
Locker 42. This is the store for Aggie fans. All your favorite apparel with an Aggie logo. Stay warm and fashionable in a cocoon blanket or a coat. Pick out a warm Aggie beanie. Choose a hat from Locker 42's wall of hats. This is the store where Aggie fans shop. Locker 42, downtown Logan.
They really can put your logo on just about anything. That's what they do at the Logo Shop. Businesses, teams, booster clubs, school organizations, call the Logo Shop and have them show you the possibilities. The Logo Shop, committed to schools, teams, and youth groups.
Find the parts and the oil you need to keep your car and equipment running its best at your locally owned Napa Auto Parts. All the best brand names. And when you need professional help, Napa can recommend a dozen Napa Car Care Centers with ASE certified technicians.
Old Gristmill on South Main Logan, 4th North Logan, and now Smithfield offer Cache Valley that famous lunch special and natural bread baked the right way. Get your made-to-order lunch or baked goods at Cache Valley's Best of Northern Utah gold-winning bakery. The Old Gristmill, here for you.
At Planet Fitness, you'll get energy without the judgment.
Hi, can you help me with this? This is better.
Join the judgment-free zone today for $15 a month. Planet Fitness. Big fitness energy for all.
Preston Watts Collision and Glass has been your #1 resource for collision repair and auto glass. We specialize in windshield repairs. Competitive prices, call Preston Watts Collision and Glass at 563-3215. We do it right.
When a client walks into the office, I want them to feel like they have a team that is full-time working for them.
We really start from the ground up, setting our goals, understanding your situation, and then building the plan to maximize that quality of life.
Visit Adams Wealth Advisors.
Make it 3 years in a row. Advanced Heating and AC is honored to be Best of Northern Utah Gold Medalist. Thank you for your support and vote of confidence in their company. Advanced Heating and AC, online at advancedheating-ac.com.
When your car isn't working right, you just need someone who can help make your life a little easier. Cache Valley Auto Care can. Hear what people are saying online.
They'll always take the time to help you understand what they're doing to your car and go above and beyond to solve your issue.
Cache Valley Auto Care.
From what's happening in local political elections, to breaking news, to photo galleries and replays of the latest games. If it's happening in our community, it's on CacheValleyDaily.com and the Cache Valley Daily app. Local, relevant news on CacheValleyDaily.com.
I have a deal for you. I'll turn the cable back on when you get my kitchen floor finished.
How do I do that in time to watch my team win?
Use the expert help at Castalite. For all your brick, block, rock, paver, and tile needs, Castalite.com.
Reactive Physical Therapy will show you what actions you can take to create the reaction you desire. Reactive Physical Therapy in Providence and North Logan. Call 435-535-3677 or reactivephysicaltherapy.com.
DD Auto and Salvage is going to pay you the most for junk vehicles. Get rid of your junk vehicles today. Pickup is available. DD Auto and Salvage in Logan. Call 787-1204. That's 787-1204 today. See store for details.
Searching for copiers and printers? Les Olson IT has what you need. Find reliable HP printers, award-winning Sharp copiers, and high-end Ricoh graphic systems.
Les Olson IT.
Locker 42. This is the store for Aggie fans. All your favorite apparel with an Aggie logo. Stay warm and fashionable in a cocoon blanket or a coat. Pick out a warm Aggie beanie. Choose a hat from Locker 42's wall of hats. This is the store where Aggie fans shop. Locker 42, downtown Logan.
They really can put your logo on just about anything. That's what they do at the Logo Shop. Businesses, teams, booster clubs, school organizations, call the Logo Shop and have them show you the possibilities. The Logo Shop, committed to schools, teams, and youth groups.
Find the parts and the oil you need to keep your car and equipment running its best at your locally owned Napa Auto Parts. All the best brand names. And when you need professional help, Napa can recommend a dozen Napa Car Care Centers with ASE certified technicians.
Old Gristmill on South Main Logan, 4th North Logan, and now Smithfield offer Cache Valley that famous lunch special and natural bread baked the right way. Get your made-to-order lunch or baked goods at Cache Valley's Best of Northern Utah gold-winning bakery. The Old Gristmill, here for you.
At Planet Fitness, you'll get energy without the judgment.
Hi, can you help me with this? This is better.
Join the judgment-free zone today for $15 a month. Planet Fitness, big fitness energy for all.
Preston Watts Collision and Glass has been your #1 resource for collision repair and auto glass. We specialize in windshield repairs. Competitive prices, call Preston Watts Collision and Glass at 563-3215. We do it right.
When a client walks into the office, I want them to feel like they have a team that is full-time working for them.
We really start from the ground up, setting our goals, understanding your situation, and then building the plan to maximize that quality of life.
Visit Adams Wealth Advisors.
Welcome back into Millville, Utah. Just about set for the start of the third quarter. Stockton Jukes here with Jacob Pitcher on 104.5 and 104.9 The Ranch. Region 11 Lacrosse on Cache Valley Daily is brought to you by the Cater Shop, your 4-time gold medal menswear store winner in the Best of Northern Utah contest. Proud to support Ridgeline Sports and all their student athletes. Also brought to you by K&N Automotive. When you need reliable auto repairs, visit K&N in Tremonton for fast quality service from complex to routine. Visit knautomotiveinc.com today. "12 minutes on the third quarter clock. Ridgeline trailing 10-2. We've got a hat trick from Carson Brown in the final 5 minutes of the second quarter. 2 goals from Cash Avery, 2 goals from Tucker Nielsen. Colt McKinnon and Andrew Johnson, the only goal scorers on the Ridgeline side of the field, and Bear River is going to come away with a face-off after a whistle against Ridgeline. Now here's Nielsen in the box, goes to his left, trying to connect with Lincoln White. Bounces away, but he will be able to get that ball. Now a flag coming in on Ridgeline that's going to go against number 14, McGregor Bruff, and Bear River plays on the delayed penalty. Looks like it might have been a slash. Someone grabbing at the arm here and adjusting the elbow pad on the side. It's Max Anderson as he comes off. Pass right into the middle. That's going to be a top right goal. Ty Hess on the score sheet, and they'll be able to pick up that flag. It was a slash. It's not going to matter.
Yeah, Ty Hess right there. Open look. Nothing but net right in the back of the net. Riverhawks really stagnant there on defense. Not the start you want coming out. Only 36 seconds in, and now that goal extended by 1 more.
9-goal lead for Bear River. Starting to get into running clock territory here. If the Bears can go up by double digits. And like you mentioned, just 36 seconds into the quarter, the fastest they've scored in any quarter so far. Usually you like that number to go up going later into the game, not down.
Yeah, absolutely. They did a great job in that first quarter there. About 5 to 8 minutes until Bear was able to get something going, but not here.
Great snag out of traffic, and a sprint from Boone Betancourt will open up a shot for Andrew Johnson. That's off the body of a Bear. I think that's off the back of Jens Povey. Now a launch across the 50 is snagged out of the air by Hislop. Hislop moving to the far side, trying to get a pass across, and he does find Woodland just over the 50. 10:50 remaining now as Woodland swims past one, rips a shot, stick save, Tyler Owen. Hasn't been challenged a lot today, but he gets a stick on that one.
Yeah, 2 in a row there for him. Just a bad pass in. Riverhawks, another opportunity here.
Colt McKinnon now goes off to his right for Woodland down in the bottom right corner of the box. Back along that far side up top for McKinnon. McKinnon picking up a double now at the top of the box over to Hendricks. Onto the field comes Owen Leishman as Hendricks is trying to work away from the pressure. Hendricks moving to the right outside of the hash marks, now leaves it behind for Colt McKinnon. And McKinnon will circle to the top of the box. Staying on that far side of the field right now is Ridgeline. 10 minutes remaining now in the third quarter as the ball's behind the net with Chadwick. Chadwick switches to the near side, trying to spin his way back to that near post. Excellent defense and a couple big swats from Jens Povey. Chadwick dishes off to Woodland, and Woodland finds some space. Povey followed Chadwick out of that crease area, and Bear River gives up a goal as a result. Now Tyler Owen's going to have a chat with his defense.
Yeah, the double team there came back to bite Bear River. Chadwick was able to get that pass off back down low, and then it was a one-on-one there. Found the top right hand of the corner, and a little bit of frustration there we are seeing from Tyler Owen in a little bit. No help on him, but finally getting something starting to roll now. A lot of that offensive pressure we're starting to see on the Riverhawks side.
This was the point of the game against Skyview last week where Ridgeline really started to make it interesting. They were down 4 or 5 goals at halftime. It ended, the third quarter did, as a 1-goal deficit. We'll see if that can happen again here for the Riverhawks. Anderson's pass over to Woodland goes through the legs, but he's able to get it from behind. 9:35 remaining in the third quarter. It's 11-3. Ridgeline keeping that goal deficit away from 10 for now. Woodland under pressure and forced away from the goal as he tried to move inside 10 yards.
Yeah, Bear River already turning up the pressure, noticeably different since before that first goal.
Woodland gets a pick, gets around it, rips a shot, stick save Tyler Owen.
Yeah, Tyler Owen again, a 4.8 goals against average, a 730 save percentage, so he's got a wall back there. We're seeing it right now on full display.
Bears across midfield, and a foot in the box gives them possession. They're going to try and go quickly in transition. Couple passes, that last one a little bit too high, recovered by Lincoln White. White goes down to the near side corner. Wilkinson back behind the net for Nielsen. Nielsen takes a couple whacks, gets the screen from Wilkinson, wraps around his shot, just could not get his stick all the way around it, misses wide. Still Bears ball as Hess follows that out the back end. 8:34 to play in the quarter. Couple defensive substitutions for the Riverhawks now as the Bears go quickly. Another shot misses wide. Followed out again by Hess. No, excuse me, Wilkinson back there.
Yeah, rip shot there. Bear River had a little bit of an advantage almost as you saw those defenders coming in a little late for the Riverhawks.
Lincoln White up top. Back down that far side. Wrapping around is Wilkinson, trying to find Hess right on the doorstep, and Hess was under too much pressure to come up with the catch. 8:08 to go, launched out by Quiggle, just over the outstretched stick of the Bear River midfield, and here comes the Riverhawks. Great pass to Johnson. Johnson further down low, looking for Owen Leishman, and Leishman's stick was whacked right as he got that shot off, never made it through to Tyler Owen. Back across the 50, here goes Bear River, Daxton Bingham, the defensive midi playing on the attack now. 7:40, he passes in for Nielsen. Nielsen on the near side hash marks will leave it for Cash Avery at the point. Waiting, Cash Avery now moves to his right side. Jace Gardner, the sophomore, in to join the attack. Gardner down that far side, his pass too far outside of the range of Nielsen. Pass into Quiggle. Ridgeline going right for the 50. Snagged out of the air, but takes a bad bounce on Cade Hansen. Ball rolls to the top of the Bear River attacking zone. They get a foot in. And Bear River back on the attack with less than 7 to play in the third quarter. All the way around the net, here's Carson Brown. He's got 3 already tonight. And he'll wait in that far corner. Back behind now, directly behind the net, Wilkinson. Goes back to Brown, now up top. Lincoln White finds Nielsen. Nielsen from the point, moves to his right. Now cuts back to the left, trying to go right into the middle of the box. No space right now. Far side again, Brown. Goes back to Van Tassel. Van Tassel behind net. Up to the far side point. Right back to the middle. Dumped off Wilkinson, has a shot, bounced it a little too hard, and it goes up and over the crossbar. 6:12 to go in the third quarter. Carson Brown takes the pass now up top for White. White right into the middle for Wilkinson, but Wilkinson has a couple whacks that he has to absorb. That draws a flag. Now a second flag against Ridgeline, and we're going to have this one blown dead.
Yeah, let's see what the call is here. Looks like number 25 for Ridgeline will be coming off now. It's Colt McKinnon.
Yeah, we're making a couple substitutions
Yeah.
now as Ridgeline's going to have to get the PK unit out there. It's a 1-minute slash. So a slash and an unsportsmanlike going against Boone Betancourt. The slash is releasable, but the unsportsmanlike is not. Ridgeline's going to be down a man for the next minute, and it looks like the coach for Ridgeline came over and said, hey, I didn't agree with that call at all. Halfway through the third quarter, another penalty kill coming up for the Riverhawks. Man advantage now for at least the next 60 seconds. The unsportsmanlike unreleasable. Clock continues to run. Bear River from the far side of the field back into the box. Pass right to that far post. Now they go back up to the point for Avery. To his left, Brown rips one and scores. Top left corner. Carson Brown's got 4, and it's 12-3 Bear River.
Oh my goodness, Carson Brown once again just rips it. Top corner. Quiggle not really able to get a sight on that ball. And again, Brown, 4 goals tonight already. Putting on an absolute masterclass here. A lot of fun to watch.
Betancourt's going to have to stay on a knee. 12 seconds off the man advantage for Bear River, and they've already got 1. They'll have 48 seconds to add to that total. Quick face-off win by Jaden Anderson. Ball pops out for a second, but he recovers. Anderson wrapping to the far side, turns the corner. He'll drop this off for Woodland. Ridgeline in possession now. They'll make their changes. Leishman ready to come back on the field as Anderson trots off. Woodland still has this one behind the net. Now he's shuffled his way all the way to the near side of the field. Leishman up top. Leishman cuts past one. Some space in the middle now, about 15 yards from goal, and he holds on to it. Hendricks pops out, takes the pass. Hendricks up to the point. Turns on the Jets, turning the corner on the far side. 5 minutes remaining now. Betancourt's going to have to stay on a knee for the next 60 seconds. That's going to be a cross-check there on Bear River and a broken stick after the hit. Daxton Bingham trotting off the field. Now a dead ball, and we'll have the penalty assessed for the Bears. Cross-check on Bingham that was strong enough to break the stick. It's also going to put him in the box. We're back to even strength now for Ridgeline. And they'll have a 13-second power play on the other end of this Betancourt penalty.
Yeah, enough to break the stick, as you see there. Trots off the field. The official throws it out. So we will have a bit of a power play now. The Riverhawks still trying to get something going now on the offensive end after that first goal earlier.
5-on-5 action now down in the attacking zone for Ridgeline. 4:38 to play. McKinnon has to break this one out for Hendricks. Now Hendricks will follow him off to that far side. Hendricks behind net for Woodland. Woodland crashing the far post. Pass into the middle. McKinnon takes it off a bounce and scores. Colt McKinnon has 2. Bear River's going to have to stay in the penalty box because we are at even strength on the 5-on-5.
Yeah, another bouncing ball just overthrows that one as McKinnon over the top of Owen. And finally, some passing that's connecting. And Stockton, that's a prime example of when those passes connect, what can be produced out of this offense by the Riverhawks.
4 minutes, 20 seconds remaining as Colt McKinnon gets his name back on the sheet. 12-4, and the deficit stays at 8 for Ridgeline. Back to center we go. It does look like Daxton Bingham has come out of the penalty area, so the even strength does not negate the penalty. Ridgeline's still going to have to survive another 20 seconds down a man. This will help as they still scrap for it at midfield. Now 10 seconds left on the man advantage for Bear River. Just about ready to get going. And Ridgeline back to even strength. 12-4 Bear River, 3:55 remaining in the third quarter. A goal on either side during all those penalties that ended up lumping together in the middle of this third quarter. and the deficit stays at 8 for Ridgeline. This is Region 11 Lacrosse on 104.5 and 104.9 The Ranch, brought to you by Spike Power Sports. Spike Polaris Honda is your local dealer for all the fun stuff. Avery on the near side of the box is Ridgeline really starting to push that defense out a little bit, creating a little more pressure on these passes for Bear River. Van Tassel from the point. Now crashing down the near side. Almost had a shot window open up, but it's closed off by Hurst. Now to the far side. Shot blocked down. I couldn't tell if it was a defender or if it was Quiggle, but it hit a body. Goes all the way outside the box with 3 minutes remaining in the third. Pass across from Avery. Finds Lincoln White. White goes back to Avery on the far hash marks. Down the hash marks. Now behind net. Wilkinson spins from the pressure. Finds Van Tassel. Van Tassel will split the defenders, trying to get to that far post. Pass deflected, ends up in the stick of White. Now goes to the near side for Wilkinson. Back behind Van Tassel. Far side Brown. 2:25 remaining in the third quarter. Back to Van Tassel directly behind net. Over to Wilkinson now. Wilkinson will replace him behind the net. 2:15 now. Carson Brown takes the pass on the far side. Back to the point for Lincoln White. Wilkinson trying to find a space at that far post right in front of the crease. Ridgeline very aware of their men right now, not allowing any lost Bear River Bears. Now under 2 to go in the third quarter. And a great turnover. A hit from Beckham Robinette generates a drop, and Robinette's going to carry this across the 50. Now passing to his left for McGregor Bruff. Ridgeline in transition. Pass deflected, though. Hand-eye from Gunnar Shelton on display there, and the defensive long stick carries it across the 50. Then he takes a hit. That ball pops out of his possession, and Ridgeline's got it back. Sam Leishman down the near side. Leishman trying to get into the box for Ridgeline, and he does get a foot in. Drops it off for Thurston. Thurston over to the right. Chadwick can't get it cleanly. Now under heavy pressure. Shoved away from the ball. Emmett Christensen working hard, trying to get it back for Bear River. 5-man scrap on the far side of the field, and finally Bear River scoops it up. But a whistle against the Bears, and Ridgeline will have this one for free just in front of their attacking zone. 1:06 remaining in the third quarter.
Little bailout there for the Riverhawks. Once again, having a tough time getting a ball off the floor.
Chadwick right through the middle, down Broadway, and scores. 12-5 Ridgeline with a minute left in the third quarter.
Moving fast there as Chadwick blows through all the defenders there for Bear River and finds the back of the net. Finally gets them another one on the board after a long defensive stretch. Now the offense starting to reignite here for the Hawks.
For the first time all night, Ridgeline has back-to-back unanswered goals, and they cut the deficit down to 7. 60 seconds remain in the third quarter. Region 11 Lacrosse brought to you by CNR Trailer Sales. Whether you need a trailer for your family or your stock, CNR Trailer Sales in Elwood has what you need. Find them online at crtrl.com. Bodies flying now on the faceoff, scooped up finally by Max Anderson, and Bear River's got another faceoff win, but Anderson drops it. Andrew Johnson has it. Andrew Johnson drops it. Scooped up by Christensen. Bears across the 50. Right down Broadway, over to his left now. Wyatt Reeder had a shot. He's already got a goal tonight, but he gave it up. 30 seconds remaining now as Wilkinson crashes that far post and Quiggle knocks it away. 24 seconds remaining in the quarter. Van Tassel circling the net. And now breaking is number 14, Carson Brown. Brown passes off to Johnson. Jump shot. Chadwick just missed the far post. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second left now. The clock is going to stop as that ball rolls out of play. We'll go figure out what's wrong with the camera here in a second. And that is going to take us to the end of the quarter. It's 12-5 Bear River. Lead cut down to 7 by the Riverhawks. 12 minutes remaining in this one. And we'll be right back here on 104.5 and 104.9 The Ranch for the fourth quarter of action. Region 11 Lacrosse brought to you by Hanson Motors, proud to be the only locally owned Chevy, GMC, and Cadillac dealer in Box Elder County.
When a client walks into the office, I want them to feel like they have a team that is full-time working for them.
We really start from the ground up, setting our goals, understanding your situation, and then building the plan to maximize that quality of life.
Visit Adams Wealth Advisors.
Make it 3 years in a row. Advanced Heating and AC is honored to be Best of Northern Utah Gold Medalist. Thank you for your support and vote of confidence in their company. Advanced Heating and AC, online at advancedheating-ac.com.
When your car isn't working right, you just need someone who can help make your life a little easier. Cache Valley Auto Care can. Hear what people are saying online.
They'll always take the time to help you understand what they're doing to your car and go above and beyond to solve your issue.
Cache Valley Auto Care.
From what's happening in local political elections, to breaking news, to photo galleries and replays of the latest games. If it's happening in our community, it's on CacheValleyDaily.com and the Cache Valley Daily app. Local, relevant news on CacheValleyDaily.com.
I have a deal for you. I'll turn the cable back on when you get my kitchen floor finished.
How do I do that in time to watch my team win?
Use the expert help at Castalite. For all your brick, block, rock, paver, and tile needs, Castalite.com.
Reactive Physical Therapy will show you what actions you can take to create the reaction you desire. Reactive Physical Therapy in Providence and North Logan. Call 435-535-3677 or reactivephysicaltherapy.com.
DD Auto and Salvage is going to pay you the most for junk vehicles. Get rid of your junk vehicles today. Pickup is available.
Welcome back into Millville, Utah here at the start of the fourth quarter as we get back underway. Stockton Jukes, Jacob Pitcher here with you on 104.5 and 104.9 The Ranch. Trying to work out these camera issues. We got it powered up back up there. $11:52 to go is a flag coming in now. Not quite sure who this is going to be assessed to. Tyler Owen came all the way out of the crease to check on what the whistle could have been. No one's in the... Oh, it's Bear River. Couldn't see the guy who's covered up by one of the coaches down there. Ridgeline on a man advantage now. Early in this fourth quarter, it's 12-5. Over to the far side. Now up top for Teague Hendricks. Hendricks further down for McKinnon. McKinnon crosses the end zone for Luke Chadwick. Now up for Jeff Woodland on the far side. Woodland under heavy pressure. That one taken in by Owen as the pass came across the crease, and Tyler Owen's going to back out of the crease to make this pass across the 50. Long ball taken in cleanly by Van Tassel. Van Tassel down to Carson Brown. Final pass right on the doorstep, and Wilkinson's got another one. 13-5 Bear River. Apologize for those technical issues. It looks like we do have the camera finally back up, and Bear River's gone back up by 8. Thanks to Preston Wilkinson.
Didn't see much of that play there, Stockton, but looks like a lot of momentum is now shifting back onto that Bear River sideline, as we talked about earlier. We mentioned earlier, Stockton, this is what happened last time with Ridgeline on their side. Again, kind of really starting to let that game slip away from them in the fourth quarter. They need to stay persistent in this one and get some more goals up there on the board. Already won, less than a minute in.
Second of the night there for Wilkinson after he put in the second goal of the game in the first quarter. Ridgeline back on attack after a face-off win from Jaden Anderson. He's been the highlight player of the game for Ridgeline. Not much else to speak of outside of those face-off wins. Leishman from the far side up top. Works it down for Chadwick and gets it right back. Leishman back to Hendricks now, trying to get over to Chadwick, almost taken away by Christensen. Chadwick wraps around Christensen, gets the shot off, but it's saved off the bounce by Tyler Owen.
Yeah, great pick there by Owen as well. Retained possession here.
Bear River defense working that across the 50. Bullet of a pass is taken in by Reeder out of the air. Stumbles for a second, but has the ball. And now whistles as a timeout's called by the Bears so they don't get burned on the possession. 10:09 remaining in the fourth quarter. 13-5 Bear River. Not quite into running clock territory yet, but not too far away from it, Jacob.
Yeah, not too far at all. Bear River with all the momentum right now. Still only 10:09 left to play. Ridgeline has a big mountain to climb. At this point, you just want to minimize the damage as much as you can.
Region 11 Lacrosse on 104.5 The Ranch and 104.9 The Ranch, brought to you by Planet Fitness. Get energy without the punishment. Join the judgment-free zone for just $15 a month. Planet Fitness, big fitness energy for all. Also brought to you by Great Basin Graphics. Custom t-shirts, detailed embroidery, and graphic designs that will get your business noticed. Go to greatbasingraphics.com. If you're the Riverhawks now, if you're over to our right here, Jacob, and you're thinking about ways that you can get momentum going here in the fourth quarter, obviously we talked about last week not being able to carry that momentum through into the fourth quarter, and it looks to be much of the same here. They have the momentum exiting the third. Entering the fourth, they give up an early goal inside of 60 seconds. How do you just cauterize the bleeding here?
I'd say swing back to that third period of play and what we saw from them. Those big goals, those nice crosses, those beautiful shots we were seeing. Got a couple more goals on the board. But at this point in this game, going up against this team that they're facing right now, you almost just need to imagine that this game is tied 0-0 and you're starting fresh again to continue to learn and grow and develop against a really good Bear River team like we're seeing here today.
No, I'll just ask you point blank. Obviously 13 goals through 3 periods and a couple minutes for Bear River and just 5 in that same time frame for Ridgeline. Is the hill climbable?
That is not for me to say. That broadcaster jinx does not work in my favor most time, but Ridgeline does have a big mountain to climb. I think with the heart there comes a will, and with the will they can do anything. So we will have to see how they change their momentum, how they change their attitude. But if you're Bear River, you can't let up. A game like this, you may hear in stories down the road if this game goes south of them. This game isn't over until that final buzzer sounds.
Bear River back on attack after the timeout. Nielsen's going to lollipop this one down behind for Tassel. Now Carson Brown will switch spots with him, coming back to the near side. Ridgeline pushed that defense out another 5 yards probably. They're following that ball around a little bit better, but now the pass in for Wilkinson off the body of Quiggle. Great save. He'll cover it up and take this one in the crease.
And I heard some of the coaching staff over there on the Ridgeline side say, keep your head on a swivel. As we saw there, they really did not, and they lost the man behind them, and they had a shot there on goal. And that is just something that can happen, and that's kind of been a big piece to them on this one.
Quiggle now all the way across, up 30 yards from goal, makes a pass. It's intercepted quickly. Now here comes Bear River across midfield, back on attack.
Quiggle's passes are read really easily for this Bear River defense.
Nielsen winds it up off the post again. And out for Bear River ball. That thing deflected all the way out into the bleachers out here.
Yeah, that ball hit really high and then all the way out into the bleachers, like you said, Stockton. So it will retain with Bear River, but a big bounce there to see. A lot of power we're seeing from this Bear River attack, excuse me.
Pass in for Van Tassel, gets it back to Brown. Now up top, Avery. Fires across for Nielsen. Nielsen back towards the middle, rips a shot, just missed that far post. 8:55 to go in the fourth, still Bear River ball. Could not tell if that was a shot or a pass. Referee says shot. As high as it was, it'll stay with Bear River. 8:50 to go in the fourth. Van Tassel, hidden ball trick, now finds Wilkinson crashing through the crease, but he picked up the double team and could not get a shot off. Up top, Cash Avery on the near side. Ball pops out for a second. Now he swims past his mark, takes a wrap check, still has the ball, He'll dump it off for Wilkinson. Wilkinson knocked down. Aggressive defense coming in from McGregor. Bruff could not free that ball up. It's over to Nielsen. Now down low for Brown. Back to Nielsen. Entry pass off the post again. Ty Hess hits the left side. Rebound comes all the way out to the Bear River bench. It'll stay with the Bears, followed out by Carson Van Tassel, and now we've got a timeout called again.
Yeah, only 8:15 left to play in this one, Stockton. And, if you're the Riverhawks right now, you're trying to, again, just get a couple more up there on the board. A good timeout opportunity, I'd say. You make a couple big stops in a row with your goalkeeper there with Quaggle, So we're going to have to see what the Riverhawks have to do coming out of this timeout. Again, a great timing for it. We'll have to see what the thought is.
Riverhawks are being moved away from the 50 by the officials as they talk over their final 8-minute game plan. And it really is starting to feel like it's just going to be about morale. How much morale can you build going out of this game? Bear River knew that they had to come in here and win to keep those title chances alive in Region 11. It's still going to be, like we mentioned, a very tough task. Westfield has the night off tonight, but they do lead region play at a 10-0 in region record. Have not been bested by anyone in the Valley all season long. Bear River right at 7-2, looking to move up to 8-2, would be 2 games behind with 2 games to play. They host Westfield next. That win would set up a potential tying situation for the Bears, but Westfield would still have to go and lose their final game of region play. And for Westfield, they're going to host Green Canyon on Friday, May 9th, a team they've already beat pretty handily this season. So Bear River is really going to have to hope and pray. Obviously, you still got to get the job done in the 2 games that you can't control, but at the end of the day, it's just not in their hands.
Yeah, Green Canyon third in this Region 11 standing, so still a force to be reckoned with. Higher ranking, I guess you could say, than this Ridgeline team as well. So still a team that anything's possible, can be beaten, and Green Canyon knows that they could upset Westfield. But, again, Bear River has to take that win for sure. And if they don't take that win, Westfield will be solidified in the top of the rankings.
Again, your table in Region 11, 10-0 Westfield leading the way, 7-2 Bear River in second, 6-4 Skyview, about to be in a tie with soon-to-be 6-4 Green Canyon as they lead the way against Mountain Crest tonight at home up in North Logan. Ridgeline 3-6 in region, below that tie for third, then Mountain Crest 2-7 and Logan at 0-10. Awkward bouncing ball followed across the 50 by Cade Hansen. He does scoop it up. Ridgeline's got to get a foot in the box, though, and Hansen's going to take it himself. Cade Hansen through the middle, circles away from that pressure, trying to find an attacker to get this pass off to, and Ridgeline will make their changes. McKinnon down the near side for Woodland. 7.5 to play here in Millville. It's 13-5 Bear River. Pass to the trail man, Andrew Johnson. He could not bring it in cleanly, but it's taken in by, I believe that is McKinnon on the back end. Now Woodland along the near side of the box, crashing through the hash marks now. Thought about a shot from that left side. Now fires one on. Tyler Owen had it bounce over the body, but it just stays out. He's able to recover.
Yeah, able to save it there. Another big stop by Owen. Again, a fantastic goalkeeper back there. Have saved a lot of tricky balls for the Bears here.
All the way across, Van Tassel on the run down the far side of the field. Passes inside for Brown. Final pass for Wilkinson. Stick save, Quiggle. Wilkinson almost had the hat trick to go along with Carson Brown. Now he'll try and put his way in for the rebound, and he does pick it up for Bear River.
Nice save there by Quiggle. Stick save, like you said, but it was just him in the net, so great job by him to save that goal.
Avery goes to the top, right at the point for Bear River. Now entry pass, bounce shot, just past the near post. Ty Hess missing. Hess got one tonight. Almost had his second. Bear River just being a little cute with those posts right now, just barely shaving either side of the goal. Avery spins back, misses one, and then his sidearm shot never came down all the way up and over the crossbar. 6:07 to play.
Yeah, like you were kind of saying, Stockton, kind of being key, trying to go post to post, but Quiggle back there as well, getting a nice stick save there. The open goal. Look for their offensive attackers. Great job by him.
Avery to the point for Ty Hess. Hess to his left for White. Lincoln White into the middle for Wilkinson. Wilkinson bounces one just past the far post again. 5:50 remaining in this fourth quarter, just past halfway through now. Brought back in by Bear River. Bears go up top for Lincoln White, across the point for Cash Avery. 5:40 remaining in the game. Drops that one down for Van Tassel. His shot is stick save by Quiggle. It was a nice give and go there. And then another turnover by that Ridgeline defense. Pass into the middle for Cash Avery, and Avery has 3.
Nice one by Avery there. A hard hit, I guess you could say there, to just drive it right into the back of the net by Quiggle. And that is the second time that we've seen Quiggle try to launch a ball downfield for his attackers, and it gets intercepted, and then 2 passes later finds the back of a net. Just an unfortunate break there. No help for him as well. A very deep look as well. We've seen those deep passes been intercepted throughout the night here, Stockton, and an interesting idea about going deep there on that one.
2 hat tricks now for the Bears. Carson Brown has 4. Cash Avery now has 3. Face-off win by Bear River this time as Avery comes away with it. He takes a couple bumps, though, still not out of the woods.
A lot of elbows going flying as well.
Plenty of bodies coming together. That ball finally flies over the 50 off of a couple deflections, and this is going to go the way of the Riverhawks. 5:05 to play in the fourth quarter as Ridgeline is whistled back into play. They'll make a couple changes to get back on the attack. Leishman across the top of the box, looks to his right, finds Woodland. Woodland trying to crash. Kept away from pressure for now. Good body positioning from Jens Povey. Flag goes flying on the Bears on the far side. We might have another slash coming in. Andrew Johnson stumbling, manages to get the shot off. But he goes down now. A second flag goes flying on the near side.
We'll see how the officials score this one. But, yeah, bodies going flying, Stockton. A lot of physicality. Bear River still not letting up here, even with their solid lead.
4:34 remaining in this game. It's a 9-goal lead for the Bears, 14-5. You're listening to Region 11 Lacrosse on 104.5 The Ranch and 104.9 The Ranch. Brought to you by Cache Valley Auto Care. Car problems, you can trust CVA for expert service backed by excellent online reviews and customer satisfaction. Find coupons on their website. Also brought to you by Napa Auto Parts, the parts and oil you need to keep your car and equipment running its best. Locally owned and operated from Preston to Providence. Two Bears in the box now. 12 a slash for 1 minute. And then a 30-second holding call against Daxton Bingham.
It's 2 calls the officials were keeping on. Again, a lot of physicality we were seeing there in that defensive stretch there for the Bears, and the officials just seeing that and calling it. Great job by them to stay on top of it, even late into this one.
Hendricks further to his right for Leishman, gets this back. Right back down to Leishman. That one a little outside the range, but it's kept in the back of the end zone by Johnson. Johnson dishes to Chadwick, now up top for Woodland. Rips one quickly, and Jeff Woodland's on the score sheet. Ridgeline makes the most of at least one of those power plays, and it's 14-6.
Yeah, nice bouncing ball there. Gets past Owen, and they finally get another one on the board there. Just not fast enough and not enough to keep up with the Bears, but still a fantastic goal there. We're finally seeing from the Riverhawks. Their offense, you know, as rough as this game has been for them, their offense has had some pretty good shining moments throughout this game.
Woodland up to 16 goals now on the season with 4:13 remaining in this contest. Jaden Anderson taking a couple bumps, but he wins another faceoff for the Riverhawks. And we've got whistles against Ridgeline. I think someone got too close.
Yeah, it might have been there, the official indicating that. So the Bears are going to have another opportunity to try to run out this clock here. I wonder if they'll let up here, Stockton, if they'll keep pushing here on the Riverhawks.
I think the call was warding there against the Riverhawks. Bears get this one into the box with 4 minutes to play in Millville. Van Tassel behind the net. To the near side, finds Cash Avery, now throws that right back behind. Trailman with the shot. That was Lincoln White. Just pulled it across the face of goal. It misses off the near side with 3:41 to play. And now we'll get Nielsen back on the field as Lincoln White comes off. Nielsen also looking for a hat trick. He could become the third Bear to score 3 tonight. 3:30 remaining in the game. Nielsen to his left. Finds Avery. Avery fakes a long shot. Now he'll go down to the far post. Back behind Van Tassel again to the near side. His pass for Avery a little off target. Nielsen picks it up off the bounce. Has it knocked out of the stick. Recovery by Hess. And again, they'll go to Van Tassel behind the net. Van Tassel looking for Nielsen again, trying to use the body to stay in possession, and he does. 2:55 remaining in this game as Nielsen will come back to the near side of the box and reset for Bear River. To his right. Pass taken in on that far side. Crashing towards the far post. Dumped back behind for Wilkinson. Now Van Tassel up top for Nielsen. Nielsen fakes to his right, goes back to the left looking for the shot. Spins to his right, takes a couple huge whacks. Somehow that ball stays in. Over to Avery. Avery airs that one out on the right side. 2:26 to play.
Yeah, wide right there for Avery. Good look there. Nobody in between him and the net, but again, tried to go to that top right corner and just missed wide right, and it goes into the grass out there.
Carson Brown pass to the top of the crease is too high. It's deflected off a couple sticks and taken in by Ridgeline. They get it to Quiggle with 2:14 to play. Hail Mary to the 50, caught cleanly. McGregor Bruff to his left for Andrew Johnson. Johnson thought about a long shot, passed it down to the back of the end zone to nobody. Another Ridgeline turnover with 2:03 to play.
Yeah, turnovers killer today for Ridgeline, not able to really connect some of those passes or scoop that ball off the ground.
Another turnover forced, though, by McGregor Bruff just in front of midfield, and Bruff is trying his darndest to get Ridgeline some sort of momentum at the end of this game, something to go home smiling about. Andrew Johnson on the far side. 100 seconds remaining in this game, 1:40 now in Millville. 14-6 Bear River. They've had this game wrapped up pretty much since the first quarter. Helpenstein trying to find his way in towards the crease, but he is kept far away from Tyler Owen. Helpenstein now across the back of the end zone for Woodland. Woodland with 1:15 to go. Up top for Thurston. Thurston wraps to the near side. Pass down low again. Chadwick had it come out of the cradle as he made a move. Scoops it back up and whistles now warding against Chadwick. 60 seconds remain in Millville. Christensen fakes his spin and gets across. Now Chadwick with a great hit from behind, a wrap check that he turns into a body check. That ball pops out over the boundary. It's going to be...
this official's waving the other official for a call, but he's all the way over on that side of the field. Not sure exactly.
It's going to be Bear River ball.
Yeah, that was just kind of a call, I think.
I don't think either one of them saw who it last went off of, so he asked the other official if he saw, and then possession arrow goes to Bear River.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what it is, and that official was going the really opposite other side of the field, so it would have had no look, and it was going to come out to an arrow. Just unfortunate break there for the Riverhawks. Still trying to get one last good taste of offense before this game's over.
Launched across the 50, bouncing, rolling. Great work by Carson Brown just to put his body in the way, but he's going to get whistled for a hold there. I thought that was a really good box out from Carson Brown to allow someone else to come in and scoop the ball up, but it's going to be Ridgeline's ball.
I'm going to have to agree with you there on that, Stockton, and unfortunately we aren't down there. We can't see what the officials do see, but again, pretty good defensive showing already in these last few minutes.
35 seconds remaining in Millville. Pass across the 50 from Ridgeline is knocked down, still bouncing around. Carson Brown swats that towards the attacking zone. Wilkinson couldn't scoop it cleanly, and it's taken in by Ridgeline. Diego Shea trying to make a move. Pops out of the cradle, takes a whack, still has possession. Now launched across the 50 for Jeff Woodland. 14 seconds remaining in the game. Woodland going right at the crease, looking for a pass. Goes across the crease. Shot deflected up and over. Clock stops with 6 seconds to play. Ridgeline's going to get one more push.
Probably the best look for Ridgeline.
Woodland
there.
Swims. 2 seconds. That ball popped out, and that's the game. 14-6. Bear River wins this one. Their Region 11 title chances are still alive for now.
For now, Stockton, like we've been talking about through the entire game, they got a big opponent coming up next week, and it will be a tight one for them. Pretty much for all the marbles possibly in this region, so we'll have to see how the Bears can fight up against them next week.
Ridgeline falls to 5-10 on the season, 3-7 in region. If Mountain Crest can pick up a miracle win in North Logan, they'd find themselves in a tie for 5th place with the Mountain Crest Mustangs. Bear River improves to 13-2 on the season, becoming the second 13-win team out of Region 11 this year. 8-2 in region as well. And like we mentioned, just 2 games back of Westfield with 2 to play, and those 2 at the top will show down in Tremonton in 5 days' time. Jacob, your final thoughts?
Yeah, Stockton, we've been talking about it all game, what both teams needed to improve on, what both teams had in their strength. Bear River over there, their offense really came out to play. They're fast, they're physical, and that really pushed them over the edge here. As for Ridgeline, they just weren't able to compete and play up to the level that they were getting shown there from the Bear River side. Overall, though, a lot of great takeaways for them. A couple of big goals we did see from them, and a couple of hat tricks as well over there on the Bear River side. Overall, a great game to watch. Not the ending that probably the fans would like to see out here in Ridgeline, but unfortunately, that is how it ended today. And Bear River has a big game coming up next week. Super excited to see how that goes.
Now it's time for your JEM Electric post-game show. If you're in need of electrical wiring for new construction or a remodel, call John Miller at JEM Electric, 257-7113. Just 2 superlatives to go over tonight, the young Toyota and young Honda stretch of the game for 100 years, delivering an exceptional customer experience. Think young, drive young. And to me, it's got to be that 5-minute stretch at the end of the second quarter, where Carson Brown manages to put 3 in 5 minutes and get his hat trick. That, to me, is really when things went from Ridgeline is kind of still in it to this is Bear River's game.
Exactly what I was going to say, talking that second period for Bear River was just a takeaway period for them. They did a fantastic job of getting across there, doing a great job, and I would have to agree with you 100%.
And finally, our Napa Auto Parts best part of the game, the parts and oil you need to keep your car and equipment running its best, locally owned and operated from Preston to Providence. What would you say was your best part of the game today, Jacob?
Honestly, in the beginning, that first goal, Bear River taking control for about 5 minutes in possession on the offensive end. That was a great tone setter for them, and I think that was the best part. There's so many great things to go along with this game, but I think really that first possession there for the Bears set the tone for their game, that this was their game.
Wire to wire, start to finish, Bear River was in control of this one, scoring the first goal of the game 3 minutes, 46 seconds in, and they never looked back, not trailing at any point in this game. And they win this one 14-6. Region 11 Sports will be back next week as we get set for the end of our regular seasons. We are getting started with our postseasons. Boys volleyball, their tournament down at the UCCU Center at UVU next week. Be able to keep an eye on that if you're going to go down to Orem, or if you're going to keep an eye on the streams from KSL. Other than that, we've got baseball and softball here for you on Cache Valley Daily and on 104.5 The Ranch. Ridgeline winning earlier in a Mercy Rule 4th inning showing, a walk-off of sorts home run to put the Ridgeline Riverhawks on a strong first foot in this postseason race. And baseball playoffs coming up as well. The state tournament's getting started all around the state. It's time for trophy season. We are in May in Utah. Region 11 Sports really hitting its stride for the next few weeks. For Jacob Pitcher, I'm Stockton Jukes from Cache Valley Media. We thank you so much for joining us here on 104.5 and 104.9 The Ranch, and we will see you next week.
This has been a presentation of Region 11 Spring Sports on 107.7 FM and CacheValleyDaily.com. This broadcast of Region 11 Sports has been brought to you by Cache Valley Daily and the Cache Valley Media Group, covering the Skyview Bobcats, Green Canyon Wolves, Logan Grizzlies, Bear River Bears, Ridgeline Riverhawks, and Mountain Crest Mustangs. Watch replays of previous games on CacheValleyDaily.com.